Good evening. There is a case that we have never been able to solve here on Unsolved Science Mysteries. I plan on retiring from the show, but I can't do that until this case is solved. So we're asking you, our faithful viewers, who have helped us in so many cases in the past, to help us solve the mysterious case of the missing teacher. Or as it's more sensationally known, Kemeter's collapse, will win the right to be the next host of Unsolved Science Mysteries. Some years ago, Mr. Kemeter was a young and enthusiastic teacher at Fort Atkinson High School. He grew up in the nearby town of Jefferson, a dutiful son and faithful brother. He graduated with high honors from UW-Whitewater and started his teaching career teaching biology here at Fort Atkinson High School. He led a quiet, uneventful life, according to those who said they knew him best. Everything was going great until the night of October 31st, 2020.
I was working in my lab late that night, and I heard a yell. It sounded like a scared goat. A few seconds later, I heard a loud, sharp sound. I couldn't tell what it was, but I was scared. I hid under the lab table, that one right there. When I felt safe, I went looking to see what happened.
It was a dark and stormy night, but I went out for a run anyway. I ran past the high school that night, and when I did, I noticed that some of the lab lights were left on in a couple of the rooms. It was dark. I saw someone. I couldn't tell who it was, though. It's too dark.
I didn't see anything amiss until I got to Hamele's lab. That's when I saw the back window broken and Kemeter lying in a pool of blood on the floor. I sprang into action and put pressure on the wound. Then I realized that I needed to call for help, so I got up and stumbled to the phone and called for help. I left bloody handprints everywhere.
On my way home that night, I ran back around the high school. It was maybe 10 minutes later. It was way different than the first time I went past. Cop cars, ambulance, fire trucks, all over the place. I steered clear. I didn't want to get messed up in any of that kind of stuff. When I got home, my wife wasn't around, so I turned on the news to see if there's anything about it. I had a glucose drink to recover.
Yeah, the paramedics took him to the hospital, and I told the cops everything I told you. Cops said that the security cameras were turned off for some maintenance that Halverson had ordered done that night.
Once Kemeter was in the hospital, the doctors and nursing staff managed to stop the bleeding and took his tissue samples from the areas the wound had damaged to see if there's any chance of infection. We have the slides, but we don't know what they are. It was such a chaotic night that they never got them labeled. Things got even stranger the next morning.
So I was making my rounds this morning and kind of went by the room quick because I was on my way to a different room, and I glanced in and the room was a mess. So I thought, what's going on? I went in there, the heart rate monitor was on the floor, the oxygen, the suction were all the way on. It was just, tubes were on the floor. It was like, I really couldn't figure out what had gone on. And I glanced over real quick and the bed was empty. I thought the guy had died, but the bed was empty. So I got to go searching around for this, get the nurses that were on call and try to figure this out.
No other evidence or fingerprints were ever found. Kemeter has not been seen or heard from since.
I know something bad must have happened to him. He wouldn't just leave us or not call. Unless... crud. No comment.
So sits the case of the mysterious missing teacher. We hope that you, our faithful viewers, can solve the mystery. Send in your audition tapes or written story to win a chance to host this show. Thank you, and good night.